Hello and welcome back to Disco Elysium. Now, first things first, before we forget about something again, with the Evrart Claire quest, let's just quickly...
This Post-Levantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Let's quickly put
a faint sticker on the side
envelope in there.
RCM Emergencies Desk number 8102 with a slogan, "Mankind, be vigilant."
Let's drop the envelope in the mailbox.
You drop the white envelope in the darkness. It lands with a soft thud on what sounds like a couple of letters. About a week's worth of mail as collected in there. They'll empty this very soon. For good or ill, the deed is done.
Let's go back to Evrart. This better be worth it after what we did.
Okay, fuck you, mail delivery box. There we go.
There is a hollow, saddened ring as you kick the Levantorie mail collection box. It sounds betrayed, in disbelief even.
Cool. You really showed that mail collection box.
Rub your toe. You think so? You think it was cool?
I don't. Let's go.
He must see the box as the weaker of the two, and you as a bully. Something he doesn't stand for.
Okay, with that done, let's head over to Evrart and talk to him. On our way back, we could show the picture to the Scab Leader, the image of the body. Then we could go back to Classier. Did we talk to you again after our mission was accomplished?
Wandering man. How can I help you?
I think that's all done. Yeah, that's all done. Okay. I sometimes forget what I've done before and what I haven't. That's kind of the pain of a non-blind playthrough, because you remember stuff, but you don't know if you've already done it in this specific playthrough. Okay, let's keep going. Run over to Evrat's place. Tell him about the envelope. Of course, he knows about it already because he has eyes everywhere, but still, would be good to get that done. And then, I guess, yeah, we'll continue on our journey. We have stuff to do. I think today I will be reading the books I have in my inventory. Well, in this game day, on day 4. Before going to bed. And then, I guess we'll end the day eventually. But there's still a couple things before that. Let's talk to Evrart.
Mr. Dubois, I hear the meeting with Titus was a glowing success. That's such a relief. Titus can be a handful sometimes.
True.
Now, what can Evrart Claire do for you today?
It's done. I mailed the signatures you asked me to mail.
The Golden Boy returns once more. Wonderful. Simply wonderful, Harry.
He claps
Of course. I already knew this.
He claps his hands together like a child who's just been offered cotton candy.
My friend, the mailman, confirms the letter is on its way. You've done a great thing today. You've given the children of Martinez a real future, Harry, and proven yourself a real kingsman who's not afraid to make the tough decisions. I know I can trust you now.
Okay, then
You're in my inner circle. You too, Mr. Kitsuragi. We can talk about anything. The strike, the murder, your lost gun, nothing is off the table.
Hear that? You did it the honest way. You got the real signatures, and now he's happy. Well done.
Does he know when we fake it? I don't quite remember if he knew that I faked it in my last playthrough. I don't think he said something, but also my suggestion wasn't good. So who knows? Hard to say.
I don't know. Your dirty forgery fingers aren't sure if playing this one straight was the right thing to do. Finally, answers. Ask away, son.
The signatures I got, I know you plan to force them out with the construction noise. Harry doesn't really care. Did you order the hanged man killed?
I did not, Harry. Although I am very, very glad he's dead.
What do you gain from him being dead?
Why, a war, of course.
And what do you have to gain from a war?
Victory, Mr. Kitsuragi. I have victory to gain. We are going to start a war with the Wild Pines group and win before they even realize there is a war.
They're trained military people. Aren't you afraid for your men?
Harry, we outnumber them 1,500 to 1. And that's just Martinez. With all the unions in Revachol, and with public opinion on our side, we can hold off 2 men, or 15 men, or even 50 men. The more they send, the worse it's going to look for them. They made a huge mistake hiring those guys. No one likes foreign mercenaries. The leftists hate them, the fascists hate them, even the moralists think they're in bad taste.
I could say the ultra-liberal thing, but let's be real. We have the icebreaker face on right now, and just here it's quite outnumbered. So I think Harry doesn't like foreign mercenaries. How is this connected to the strike?
Harry, there is no strike, only war. Class war. Or, in business terms, a dawn raid. Or wait. Is that when you still pay them something? Because we won't do that.
To be honest, I'm not really that familiar with the term dawn raid, but I guess he kind of explained it here.
We're not going to give nothing. We're going to take Terminal B away from them. The roads, the gates, the containers, that big crane, even the damn coffee maker. We're going to take all of it for the people, and fuck Wild Pines.
The word fuck rings like a gunshot from his mouth. He doesn't swear often.
Yeah, this sounds strange coming from Evrart, but what can you do?
So that's why you haven't let Joyce in?
Yes. It's also why I let that midget Gaumont go. He's too nice. I can't put him through this. Plus, he knows how to get in here. That woman can't tell her tits from her arsehole. She has no chance.
What?
Tits from her arsehole. It's a local saying.
Why are you telling me your plans?
Because we're friends, Harry. Besides, it doesn't matter now. You can go tell her if you want. It won't change the course of events. We have a significant head start.
Well, that's good at least.
It's already happening.
The signatures I got, I know you plan to force them out. How many of you guys are there in the union? Let's ask that first.
2,372. Plus yours truly, of course.
And they're all well motivated. At least the ones you've seen.
How are you going to fund your new independent harbor?
Oh, you mean what sort of goods are going to be flowing through? How am I going to replace all the contacts we'll lose once the poo-poo hits the fan? The clients will ditch us. Harry, we've thought of everything.
Everything?
We've been running back channel negotiations with all the major clients. I think the company will be unpleasantly surprised to see how many of them stay loyal to Martinez and to the new competitive contracts we can offer. With renewed zeal sparked by communal ownership, the men will be shipping those containers double time. You'll be surprised to see how fast things go without parasites latching on. We'll have our hands free to pursue bold, exotic new revenue streams.
That's drugs.
Drug trafficking.
Drug trafficking? Don't be stupid, Mr. Kitsuragi. There are perfectly legal, 100% ethical chemical factories on the Samaran Isola. You don't need to be colonialist about it. All they do is produce components to keep the pharmaceutical industry running. That's people's health we're talking about. Old grannies, little babes, people with disabilities.
I think Tequila is just a big fan of the drug part, so digging it, Evrart. I have to say, I'm digging this part.
So am I. The company thinks transporting these chemicals in bulk looks bad, has bad optics, may be illegal in some countries. The Debarders Union, however, we're all about the large volume column. We're gonna transport the living daylights out of those materials, Harry. So your sick kid can get his benefed, and your wacky uncle doesn't have to come off risperazole.
And the kids on the street can get speed and pyrrolidon.
I'm an old-fashioned guy, Mr. Kitsuragi. I sometimes grab a beer with the boys, but I have no idea about the things you just mentioned.
He smiles.
But if I were to supply ingredients for some sort of rainbow party, I would make sure the Union took a fantastic share. And I'd keep that stuff far away from Martinez.
Drugs are no good for me, I'll report this. I have to admit, that's a well put together plan and far removed from you. Interesting stuff. I just want to solve this murder, okay? Makes sense to regulate the drug trade like this. Keeps it out of more dangerous hands. I'll go with the second one, I guess.
It's also far removed from my men and the people of Martinez who've put their trust in me. Anyway, let's not focus on the sensationalism of the drug trade. This hypothetical drug trade is all anyone ever seems to be interested in. It would only be a small part of the harbour's turnover, just like the harbour is, but a small part of Martinez.
It would still be illegal, so is there a trade or isn't there? Go on, say nothing. I'm just gonna say go on.
Let's look at the big picture. Martinez as a whole. There are little girls out there with dreams of making music. Young mothers who want to start businesses. Models who want to walk catwalks and steel welders who want to weld steel. I'm going to unite them all into one economic body. We're going to incorporate this place to Kingdom Come. Everyone's going to be in on the wealth, and everyone's going to pull their weight.
Well, I mean, if it has the word incorporate in it, then I like it. I'm a money guy. That's very ambitious. I love what you're doing for the working man. I'm not feeling a whole lot of Revachol here. Not enough flags or kings. Honestly, it's not my place to judge or express an opinion. I'll go with number 3 here.
Harry, the
Ouch.
future I have in store for Martinez will have all the macho aesthetics you love so much. The crowns, the guns. I will even slip in a skull and bones for you, my friend.
Oh yeah, skull and bones. Skull and bones on a Revacholian flag. The Revacholian Death Squad. Oh yeah, the visual image has completely bedazzled you. You're 100% with Evrart now.
He knows how to wrap everybody around his finger, kind of, while at the same time also being kind of slimy. One of my favorite characters, I have to reiterate. Evrart, wonderful character, wonderful character. Can I ask you about specific union members?
We're way past specific union members now. This is the big time. We're talking about the future of Revachol here, Harry. You can bother Leonard with that. He loves to run his mouth on such matters. But I'm in big-time mode, Harry.
Can I get my gun now?
Harry, I've got to be honest with you. Your gun was found 2 days ago. Withholding this information weighed heavily on me. But it had to be done.
You bastard.
Your gun is with an old woman. I hear she's a character, so watch out.
He says, absolutely unperturbed by your outburst.
This must be the woman who bought the gun from Roy. The one he described as terrifying.
So the gun's still with the woman who bought it from Roy.
Yes, the same one. I see you've done your research. The pawn shop made the gun easy to track. Crazy stuff, Harry. Selling your gun like that? Wild. Anyway.
Union Boy's gonna help you fix it. He winks at you. Don't worry, Harry.
Mr. Evrart is helping me find my gun.
The neighbors of this old woman contacted my men because they trust me and the Debardeurs Union. Apparently, she was waving it around at the entrance to her building.
Mr. Evrart is helping me find my gun.
Waving the gun around doesn't sound good. None of this does.
She was waving it around at people?
As I said, she's a character. I didn't have time for details. It sounds like she's unstable, but don't worry. No one got hurt.
Mr. Evrart is helping me find my gun.
Unstable is good, actually. She will be easier to disarm. No, wait. Actually, unstable is pretty bad.
Who is this old woman?
Unfortunately, I don't know anymore. You're gonna have to go in blind, Harry. But she's an old lady. How dangerous can she possibly be? Oh, and she calls herself the Pigs.
Mr. Evrart is helping me find my gun.
There it is again. The pigs. Like Roy said, not good at all.
I, for one, find it refreshing. Finally, someone calls themselves a pig.
A smile flickers in the corner of his mouth.
It actually sounds extremely bad, but let's not give him the satisfaction.
Can you set up a meeting?
I already have. Tonight, starting 10 o'clock, near the old fish market on the coast. The one on the boardwalk, a little past the fishing village. Be careful, Harry. I would never set you up for anything dangerous, but you did ask for this. Now, back to the fun stuff.
Mr. Evrart is helping me find my gun.
She will be there from 2200 hours till 0200 hours.
More fun stuff. Seems like we already have fun stuff to do.
Okay, wonderful. That's it for now.
Great, Harry, great. I think we have truly built a bridge between Martinez and Jamrock today. We have united the RCM and the Debarders Union.
Suddenly there's a sadness in his tone.
This has been so great. I'm sorry we don't have more fun things to do together, but if you ever feel like bouncing something off me, my door is always open.
Do I have a few more questions about the harbor? Maybe?
I'm always happy to educate and entertain you, my friend.
It's just that.
So, what's on your mind?
It's just that, okay.
Very nice, Harry. Is there anything else?
Let's leave then. Okay. I guess we're gonna go outside and talk to Easy Leo about the people that work here. And we have plans for later this evening with the pigs, so that's neat.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back.
Leo, in the future, can we keep this greeting shorter?
Sure, mister. Absolutely. I'm always willing to help out nice fellows such as yourself.
He smiles his disarming smile and looks you deep in the eye. Leo, you seem to know everyone around here. I wanted to ask about someone.
Mr. Evrart doesn't really want me to talk to people about union guys. But who did you want to talk about?
Tell me about this Edgar guy you keep mentioning.
Mr. Edgar is Mr. Evrat's brother. He looks a bit younger, he does. But a very smart fellow. Very smart fellow indeed. He's away on some union business. Not even in Revershaw, they say.
Well, let's not interrupt him.
All kinds of places he visits. Him and his brother both do when they're on a vacation. Right now, it's Mr. Evrat's turn to look after the union. But last year he spent a whole winter in South Africa.
He chuckles.
Left with the first autumn rains and didn't come back before the trees were green again.
The little guy chuckles again. Sounds like a wonderful vacation.
The trade must have been lucrative
But,
for
yeah,
the trip to
also
be so
that.
long.
Let's talk about Manana.
He's a union man through and through. Good guy. He's very calm, laid back, doesn't do much, talks to Evrart sometimes. Honestly, I don't know what he does for us, but it must be important because everybody likes him. Yes, they do. I think that's what he does. He makes everyone feel a little better.
I mean, I like him, so that makes sense.
Oil for the wheels. Much needed in stressful times like these.
Tell me about Measurehead.
Whoa, he's really something. He doesn't talk much to me usually, but when he does, I don't really understand most of what he's saying. Actually, I don't think he would like me running my mouth about him like that. Once he said he's a dragon to this mob fellow who came picking a fight with some union men. I think he really believes Jean-Luc was a dragon because he ran right off. Another time he almost killed another guy, but I shouldn't talk about that.
Probably true.
That's precisely what he is. Everart's dragon.
Well then, tell me about Titus next, please.
Oh, Titus is a longshoreman through and through. He was born on a boat, they say. His veins are probably filled with salt water, I tell you. Nice, friendly sort, old Titus is.
Absolutely. Probably true if you're not, from the RCM. But, like, inside the Union, I can imagine him being more friendly than he is with us. Tell me about Evrart.
I'd best not. I mean, I could, but I don't think Mr. Evrart would like it very much. You better ask him yourself, mister.
If anything, the ever-present smile on Leo's face gets even warmer. Tell me about René.
The night guard. Ooh, he's a peculiar fellow. He's the strong, silent type, you could say.
Okay.
We talk all the time, but I don't really know much about him. He plays petanque with my old human studies teacher, Mr. Martin, down at the plaza. I think he's the only fellow who actually knows old René.
That seems to track so far, yes?
They lived on the same street their entire lives. Even dated the same girl on and off for as long as I can remember. Strange fellows. Mr. Martin was always real nice to me in school. I remember once.
Hold up. Gaston was your human studies teacher?
Mr. Martin, yes. Don't really remember much about him. I was just a boy back then.
Mr. Martin, Gaston also taught history and human studies to the Clear brothers.
That makes sense. Actually, I want to talk about something else.
Sure, mister. What can Leo do for you?
Okay, I'm off. Thank you very much for that, Leo. That was very enlightening. Now I guess we're gonna stop by the Scab Leader. Talk to him about the picture. And I'm gonna say that already, like, immediately. Huge content warning. Like, legitimately massive content warning for all things war crimes related. I'm gonna tell you that right now simply because, hey, come on, come back. Simply because, like, it gets real unpleasant. Like, if you can imagine it being part of war crimes, it's probably in there. If that's not for you, I think the rest of this episode you probably better skip. I'm not gonna do anything afterwards. I think that would then be the end of the episode, but like, yeah, this is gonna be rough. And if you don't want to watch that, completely understand. You can click off if you want to.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Are you a mercenary hired by Wild Pines?
Hell no. I'm just an honest scab. I won't have talk like that around here. You understand?
His neck muscles tense up. The veins on his neck bulge.
Be careful, he's holding it deep in, but there are things in there you don't want to meet. Say very quietly, is there a tribunal being convened by any chance?
Fucking bug.
He breathes out slowly, his giant chest deflating and his mouth slightly open.
How about you fuck off now, huh?
Okay, of course.
The lieutenant says, his voice a soothing calm. He looks at you.
There could be weapons aiming at us right now. Somewhere above, in the buildings. The other merc. Don't push this, he's thinking. This is not the time.
Okay.
The man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are still narrow. Slowly, he's trying to get his right-to-work dance back on. It's hard to do that when you want to beat a man into a pulp instead.
I think you may be able to help me decipher some tattoos, and this is where the content warning comes in. Like, this
Don't
gets bad.
think so.
Real bad.
Suddenly, this feels like a really, really bad idea.
They were on the body of the man who was hanged behind the cafeteria there. It was on your colonel. Give him the photo. We're investigating a murder. These tattoos were on the victim's body. Of course, yes, forget about it. It was on your colonel.
Wordless, he takes the photo and looks at it. Grey eyes dart back and forth on the glossy surface. His face is unmoving. You see dead flesh in colorful rivers of polychrome, melting skin and hair.
Fucking loincloths. Really did him in.
Loincloths?
Yeah.
He's clenching his teeth. There is silent pressure behind them.
Can you tell me what the tattoo means?
What it means.
He points to one tiny star in the web of lines, away from the man's heart, almost on his stomach.
I can tell you what this one means. Only one. You want to hear what happened here?
He squints at it. It's so small. Yes?
Our colonel is deep in the bush here. Deep in the fucking bush. In Benital. 41. Monsoon season. He's on a reconnaissance mission.
Okay.
He spent a month behind enemy lines, scouting kept villages. Nothing but fucking bugs and snakes for fun. Men are getting restless. There's talk of switching employers.
He licks his lips as if drunk suddenly.
With some strange emotion. This is about to get really graphic. Last moment to back off.
Okay, don't interrupt him.
Our boy. He's only a captain then, but he knows how these men think. If they don't see action soon.
His voice gets strangely quiet, a long, long way from right to work. His gaze pierces the paper.
At dawn, he comes upon two kids, breeding in the bushes by the river. Or maybe they weren't breeding. Maybe they were just making eyes at each other. I like to think they were breeding. We shot the boy. He was useless, but the girl, she was nice. A little fat, you know. But not too old.
I'm not gonna say anything here.
She was quite the entertainment for the week she lasted. Expired in the hands of Sarge Mason. The kind of guy who'd make Chief there shit his pants and cry like a bitch. God. Mason couldn't let go. Cut the tits off her cold body and fucking ate them. Said primitive spirits were watching over him now. Drowned in a creek a week later. Spirits my ass.
Something stirs in your stomach.
Yeah, this is just horrible.
There's a word on the tip of your tongue. Colorless. Odorless. It's...
But I don't think this version of tequila would be that bothered about it. You were there?
No. I was in the domain. In Jamrock. Being a bouncer.
You're not really a scab leader, are you?
Fucking mask is getting sweaty. I want to take my mask off.
He shrugs.
He's under orders. And orders are orders.
Can I have it back?
Go ahead. All right now. Free commerce! Keep the goods flowing!
On the photo in your hands, the dead man's skin is studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them, littering his dead skin.
Wonderful. I'm just going to leave now. Horrible stuff. Okay, I guess next on the list is talking to Classier again. Seeing if we can get something out of her before she leaves for the night. After that, I guess we can make our way towards the boardwalk, so we can talk to the pigs about our gun. Then some light reading, and I guess that would be the end of the day. Yeah, let's go upstairs now. There we go. And see what Clausia has to say. Step outside. And let's talk to her.